this morning, I'm going to hem my message with a meditation at the beginning and at the end, using the prayer of protection as an anchor, as a vehicle for going deep within. Wherever we are, God is. So as we come into our time of meditation, breathing in harmony with each other, shift and settle and scooch if you need to. To arrive. Let your hands rest at your side or on your lap or on your heart. Notice all the places where your body touches where you sit. And feel yourself supported. Bring your awareness gently to your face, letting your expression soften and relax. And closing your eyes, or just letting your gaze soften. Take a few breaths in and out. Notice the pause between each breath. And feel yourself come into the stillness, fully aware we are one with the Mother, one with the heart of love, one with the Father, one with the mind of God, one with each other. Notice any thoughts or feelings that arise and invite them to just drift away. The light of God surrounds me. Breathe in light. Breathe out light. The love of God enfolds me. Breathe in love. Breathe out love. The power of God protects me. Breathe in power. Breathe out power. The presence of God watches over me. Breathe in presence. Breathe out presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. And when you're ready, come back into presence in this room, in the space where you are. Wherever we are, God is. I have come to love that prayer of protection in all the versions I've learned since I started here. For those of you like me who may be newer to Unity and this much loved prayer of protection, here's a very brief history courtesy of Unity's worldwide website. I'll link that in the PDF too if you want to know more. It's a history of how James Dillett Freeman, the poet laureate of Unity, came to write this prayer. In 1940, as World War II raged in Europe, Freeman wrote a short prayer as part of the Christmas service that year, a service held for the silent Unity workers. That prayer is, "The light of Christ directs me, the love of Christ enfolds me, the power of Christ protects me, the presence of Christ upholds me." That original prayer service prompted the creation of a protection pamphlet titled "His Protecting Spirit," and that original prayer evolved. It evolved while Freeman worked on the pamphlet. In his own words, and there's a great story about one of the silent Unity workers who says to him, "I think you need to work on that." But in his own words, he had written it, the prayer I just read to you, just for silent Unity. But now it came rolling up to the front of my mind and demanded that I pay attention to it. It enticed me to see what I could make of it. The prayer was printed in 1941 and became the now familiar and much loved, "The light of God surrounds me, the love of God enfolds me, the power of God protects me, the presence of God watches over me." Then, in 1943, the line came to him, "Wherever I am, God is." It enticed me to see what I could make of it. It enticed me. I loved reading that phrase because it resonated with how this simple prayer has almost snuck up on me. It enticed me with its simple power and comfort. And as it has evolved and is evolving still, as we hear its words and say its words and live its words, that power continues. Wherever we are, God is. That's all I need to say. But of course, it's not all I'm going to say. Sometimes Spirit entices us with wisdom, with insight, comfort, nudging us with an invitation to open up to the voice of God, to lift the veil, to remember that God is with us in every moment, within us in every moment. Sometimes I get a less subtle reminder that wherever I am, God is. Maybe that's true for you as well. In my own evolution in spiritual journeying, over and over and over and over, I get the reminder to slow down, to pay attention, to listen, to remember, to recognize, to trust, to let go. I might rise to the big occasions, buoyed by grace, and I truly know that God is with me in every moment of joy or sorrow. And then I might forget. I might forget that God is also with me in the small moments. Times of frustration or disappointment. On mornings when I read the news and plunge into worry over the state of the world. Or when I sit under a tree and listen to the wind moving, or the sound of the rain falling, or I talk with a friend. Wherever we are, God is. Who or what reminds you? This past week for me has been a roller coaster of remembering and forgetting and remembering and forgetting. And as I have also said to you very often, because I get to show up for you and somehow find inspiration in my own mess, it helps me to remember. I find my way home to God within because I have to show up with and for and through my beloved community. As I journey with what feels easy sometimes, and sometimes I'm doing meditation and prayer time with my claws clenched. But as I do those practices that remind me, I offer that to you. That 20-20-20 thing, 20 minutes of meditation or prayer, 20 minutes of movement, 20 minutes of something that makes your heart sing with joy, was first given to me, that practice, by my primary care doctor, the lovely Dr. Laura in Massachusetts. In the winter, kind of the fall into the winter of 2020, when I was hanging on to everything like this, right before I called you all into my life, even though I didn't know I was calling you in and you were calling me in. So it works. But I forget. And so this week, during that time of practice, I actually discovered another classic by James Dillett Freeman. How have I never heard this one before, but I had not. He wrote a prayer called I Am There, which many of you are probably familiar with. He wrote it as a prayer when he and his wife received the news of her terminal cancer diagnosis. And it became their prayer together of comfort and peace and trust in the final 10 months of her life. So I figured if it could buoy them up with the grace of remembering I am there, it might help us too. So here is an excerpt from this beautiful prayer. It's not the whole thing, but again, I will link the whole prayer on the PDF. So hold on to those things that are holding on to you for a moment, and maybe hold them lightly as you hear these words. Do you need me? I am there. You cannot see me, yet I am the light you see by. You cannot hear me, yet I speak through your voice. You cannot feel me, yet I am the power at work in your hands. I am at work, though you do not understand my ways. I am at work, though you do not recognize my works. Only in absolute stillness beyond self can you know me as I am. And then, but as a feeling and a faith, yet I am there, yet I hear, yet I answer. When you need me, I am there. Even if you deny me, I am there. Even when you feel most alone, I am there. Even in your fears, I am there. Even in your pain, I am there. I am there when you pray and when you do not pray. I am in you, and you are in me. Empty your heart of empty fears. Though you may not see the good, good is there, for I am there. I am there because I have to be, because I am. Though your faith in me is unsure, my faith in you never wavers, because I know you, because I love you. Beloved, I am there. Do yourself a favor and read through the whole prayer in its entirety. I could tell you about my own roller coaster and about why and how that prayer brought me back to all is well. But that doesn't really matter. We each face our own roller coasters. Sometimes they're roller coasters like this, the little kiddie rides. And sometimes they're like, whoosh. So wherever your roller coaster of life has you in this moment, I'm going to invite us into a guided visualization using the words of the prayer of protection. You don't need my roller coaster. We just need each other to hold hands as we're getting onto the ride. And so I thank you for the gift of this prayer, for the gift of what it is to be a part of this community, as we are walking each other home. So again, as we hem this message of all is well, I invite you to center in again. Take a breath. Feel the harmony of our breath together, no matter where you are in this time, in this space, in this sanctuary. We are sanctuary together. Close your eyes if you'd like to, or let your gaze soften. And after each phrase, there will be some guided visualization and then some spaciousness of quiet around that, to hold that for whatever is in your heart. The light of God surrounds us. In your own heart, mind, sense any sorrows or worries you hold and picture them surrounded by bright, white, healing light. The light of the sun and moon and stars. Surround your heart and all it carries. All the joys and sorrows, all the pain and promise. Feel yourself glowing with the healing light of God. Know that we bear the light of God to each other because we are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. Bring to mind and heart those people in your life in need of compassion and comfort. Your beloveds and strangers alike. Those with sorrows close to home. And those whose lives are in peril around the world. And see them covered in a blanket of warmth, a blanket of love and compassion. Every heart, every tender heart held in the loving hands of the Divine Mother, the Divine Father. And know that we bear the love of God to each other because we are the love of God. power of God protects us. Bring to your mind and heart all of those in need of divine protection. All those who live in fear and injustice. And release your own fears into the power of the ever-present goodness. Placing your trust in the Beloved, who is with us in every moment. Know that we carry each other in power because we are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. Release your worry, your doubts and confusions, and remember you walk with God. Feel the divine order and the power of divine wisdom. Know that the Beloved's faith in you never wavers. And know that we live in God's presence because we are the presence of God. And wherever we are, God is. And so it is. Amen.